Sri Gurubhyo Namah children, welcome to online session Ekalaiva project. Today we are going to discuss about the electrical property of colloids. Already we have discussed about the various other properties of colloids like optical property, kinetic property and charge of the colloidal particles. Already we have discussed all these properties. Now we are going to talk about another important property that is related to the kinetic property. We are going to talk about one more concept. We can call it as electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. What is kinetic? Actually movement. What is electrokinetic? The acquire of the the charge of the colloidal particles due to the movement. So we by passing electricity, so we can call it as the potential that is developed around the colloidal particles due to the electric current, due to the passage of electric current. We can call it as electrokinetic potential, or it can be called as zeta potential. So we are going to discuss about the electrical property today. So actually this is electrokinetic potential or zeta potential, where I am going to explain now. Once the colloidal particles has acquired positive or negative charge, already I told you, colloidal particles actually it will have a positive or negatively charged. So the colloidal particles acquire positive or negative charge by selective adsorption of ions on its surface. So how these colloidal particles are acquiring the charge? By selectively absorbing the ions of the particular charge on the surface. So what it happens, it attracts the counter ions from the dispersion medium. So actually colloidal particles are charged particles, either it will have a positive or negative charge. So what it does, actually it attracts the charge of the oppositely charged ion from the dispersion medium. As the colloidal particles are charged, either it will have a positive or negatively charged. So definitely what it does, it attracts the charge of the counter ion. So it attracts the counter ion, so which will have a opposite charge. So when the colloids are positively charged, when the colloidal particles are positively charged, it will attract the counter ions that are negative from the dispersion medium. Or when the colloidal particles are negatively charged, it attracts the positively charged ions from the dispersion medium. So definitely the colloidal particles are charged particles. After attracting the counter ion from the dispersion medium, it forms a double layer of charges. So around the colloidal particles you can see two different layers. So we can call the formation of a double layer around the colloidal particle as Helmholtz double layer. So actually the combination of two layers of opposite charges around the colloidal particle. So around the colloidal particles you can see the formation of two layers around the colloidal particles. We can call that formation of two layers around the colloidal particles as Helmholtz double layer. Helmholtz electrical double layer, as it was first proposed by Helmholtz in the year 1879. So actually the colloidal particles are charged particles, so it will attract the counter ions from the dispersion medium. So when you talk about the colloidal particles, combination of two layers will be seen around the colloidal particles. We can call this combination of two layers as Helmholtz double layer, as it was discovered by Helmholtz in the year 1879. It can be called as Helmholtz electrical double layer. So this is actually, there is a double layer. So compact double layer, so diffused double layer. So two layers will be there around the colloidal particles. We can call this as Helmholtz double layer, as it was discovered by Helmholtz in the year 1879. The next one, according to the modern view, the first layer of ions. So when you talk about the first layer of ions, when you talk about the first layer of ions around the colloidal particles, the first layer is firmly held and it is termed as a fixed layer. Already I told you there are two layers around the colloidal particles. The first layer will be fixed layer. It is completely fixed. So we can call it as a fixed layer. So there are two layers around the colloidal particles. The first layer is firmly fixed. We can call it as fixed layer, while the second layer is mobile, which is termed as a diffused layer. So there are two different layers around the colloidal particles. The first layer is a fixed layer, it will not be moving, so it is completely fixed, whereas the second layer is a mobile layer. That is, mobile means what? Moving. So it will be moving. We can call this second layer as a diffused layer also. Since separation of charges is a seat of potential. So actually, what is potential? Actually, separation of charges is a seat of potential. The charges of opposite signs on the fixed and the double layer, on the fixed and diffused layers, result in a difference in potential between them. As a result, what is happening? When a current is passed, what is potential difference? That is the potential that is developed between the, what is the fixed layer and the diffused layer, we can call it as zeta potential. So this potential difference that, what is that, occurs between the fixed layer and diffused layer of opposite charges. So both will be in opposite charges. We can call it as electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. So already I told you the first layer is a, what is a fixed layer. The first layer is a, what is that, fixed layer. What is the second layer? The second layer is a diffused layer. The second layer is a diffused layer. So in between the fixed layer and the diffused layer, we can see the, what is that, potential developed, the charge that is developed, the potential that is developed between the fixed layer and the diffused layer, we can call it as zeta potential or electrokinetic potential. So this slide talks about the, what is that, potential difference or potential that is developed across the two different layers. We can call it as electrokinetic potential or zeta potential. How it is developed? Actually, around the colloidal particles there are two different layers. That is, one layer, the first layer will be a fixed layer, it will not be moving. The second layer is a mobile layer, it will be moving. We can call that second layer as a diffused layer also. On passing current, what is happening? Potential is developed between these two layers, between the fixed layer and the diffused layer. In between these two layers, a potential is developed. We can call such a potential as electrokinetic potential, or it can be called as zeta potential. So this is actually the first layer, it is a fixed layer. The second layer is a diffused layer. So in between the first and second layer, the potential is developed. We can call it as zeta potential, or it can be called as electrokinetic potential. The presence of equal and similar charges, the presence of equal and similar charges, the presence of equal and similar charges on the colloidal particles is largely responsible in providing stability to the colloidal solution. Already I told you how colloids are found to be stable, how it maintains the stability, because of the presence of equal and similar charges. Because of the presence of equal and similar charges on them, it acquires the stability. So because of the equal and similar charges that is developed on the colloidal particles, it is greatly responsible to provide stability of the colloidal solution. Already I told you, some charge should be there acquired by the colloidal solution, then only it will have a stability. So here when you talk about the charge, actually what is that, electrolytes, we are adding electrolytes, some of the impurities in the form of electrolytes, they will add stability to the colloid. So here the presence of equal and similar charges, that is greatly responsible for the stability of the colloid, because the repulsive forces between similarly charged particles. Already I told you, like charges repel, unlike charges attract. So here what is the concept? The repulsive forces that is developed between similarly charged particles prevent them from coalescing or aggregating. So what is happening here? Actually, unlike charges attract, like charges repel. So here what I told you, we can see equal and similar charges, the presence of equal and similar charges, like charges. So like charges are present here in the colloid, so repulsion is taking place. What is the benefit of this repulsion? Because of the repulsive forces, what is happening there? It prevents them from coalescing or aggregating. Aggregation of particles will be we can prevent the aggregation of ions from while they come closer to one another. So if there are oppositely charged ions, if the charges are opposite charges, definitely what will happen? Attraction will be taking place. When there is attractive force, what will happen? Mutual, you can see the particles coming closer. In such a case, association is possible, aggregation is possible. But now it is not possible because we are talking about the similar and like charges. Equal and like charges, that is similar charges. Because of the presence of equal and similar charges of the colloidal particles, it accounts for the stability. What is the benefit of this equal and similar charges? Because the charges are similar, like charges, repulsion. So repulsive force is taking place. Because of these repulsive forces, we can prevent the aggregation of the particles. So aggregation, association of the particles can be prevented. So it leads to the stability of the colloids. So this slide talks about the stability of the colloids because of the equal and similar charges. When the colloids are having equal and similar charges, repulsive force will be prevailed. Because of these repulsive forces, we can prevent association or aggregation. Thereby, it causes stability of the colloids. In case of oppositely charged particles, definitely mutual coagulation is taking place. The particles will be coming closer. So it will talk about the instability of the colloid. So here we are talking about the stability because of the equal and similar charges of the colloidal particles. So here actually, so this is adsorbed layer, so it is a positive charge. So you see a layer around the positive charge, you can see a negatively charged layer. So this negative, what is that? Actually both are like charges. So repulsive force is taking place. As a result, we can prevent the particles coming closer. So we can prevent the particles meeting each other, coming closer. We can prevent the association of the particles. We can prevent the aggregation of the particles. Thereby it gives the stability of the colloids. The next one, we are going to talk about another concept here, electrophoresis. What do you mean by phoresis? Phoresis is nothing but movement. What is phoresis actually? Phoresis is nothing but movement. Let us continue, children, with electrophoresis. So we are discussing about the electrical properties. We are going to see two important processes here. One is electrophoresis, another one is electroosmosis. So this slide talks about the electrophoresis. So phoresis is nothing but movement. Phoresis is nothing but movement of the particles. So phoresis is nothing but movement. What is electrophoresis on passing current? The movement of the particles while passing current, we can call it as electrophoresis. The existence of charge on colloidal particles is confirmed by electrophoresis experiment. So in this experiment, we are going to see the charge acquired by the colloidal particles. Already I told you, colloidal particles are charged. They will have charge. They will have a charge, either they will have a positive or negative charge. So this experiment completely talks about the charge acquired by the colloidal particles. How? We are going to see by passing electric current, what is happening. We are going to see in the colloidal solution, by passing current, we are going to see the colloidal particles are moving towards the oppositely charged electrode. Depending upon the movement of the colloidal particles towards the oppositely charged electron, we can assign determine the charge of the colloidal particles. So this experiment completely talks about the charge of the colloidal particles. We can talk about the charge of the colloidal particles, whether the colloidal particles are positively charged or negatively charged, depending upon the movement of the colloidal particles towards the oppositely charged electrode. So what is electrophoresis? The movement of colloidal particles towards the oppositely charged electrode while passing electric current is known as electrophoresis. The movement of colloidal particles towards the oppositely charged electrodes while passing electric current is known as electrophoresis. So this experiment talks about the charge of the colloidal particles when they are moving towards the oppositely charged electrode. When an electrical potential is applied across the two platinum electrodes. So these are the two platinum electrodes. So I have taken a colloidal solution in the U-tube. So in the U-tube I have taken a colloidal solution and there is a dispersion medium kept here and the two electrodes are kept immersed in the dispersion medium. So this is dispersion medium. So there are these are the two platinum electrodes which are kept immersed in the colloidal solution, that is in the dispersion medium. So in the U-tube I have taken water, the colloidal particles are taken there and what is that, we are immersed the two platinum electrodes, it is kept immersed in the dispersion medium. So what is happening here? I am passing electric current. When electric potential is applied across the two platinum electrodes dipped in a colloidal solution. So these two platinum electrodes are dipped in the colloidal solution. You can see the particles that are dispersed in the dispersion medium. The colloidal particles move towards the one or the other electrode. So what is happening here? I am passing current between the two platinum electrodes which is kept immersed in the U-tube. So the two platinum electrodes are kept immersed in the colloidal solution which is taken in the U-tube. So on passing current, what is happening? The colloidal particles are moving towards the oppositely charged electrode. So the movement of the colloidal particles under an applied electric potential is called electrophoresis. On passing the current, what is happening? The colloidal particles are moving towards the oppositely charged electrode. The movement of the colloidal particles on passing electric current is known as, what is that, electrophoresis. So positively charged particles move towards the cathode while negatively charged particles move towards the anode. So positively, if your colloidal particles are positive, if colloidal particles are positive, if colloidal particles are positive, if they are positive, they will move towards the cathode. They will move towards the cathode. They will move towards the cathode. If the colloidal particles are negative, if colloidal particles are negative, they will move towards the anode. They will move towards the anode. So cathode is negative terminal. Cathode is negative terminal. What is anode? Positive terminal. So depending upon the movement of the colloidal particles towards the oppositely charged electron on passing current, we can determine the charge of the colloidal particles. So this slide talks about the charge of the colloidal particles. So actually what we are doing, the colloidal solution is taken in a U-tube. So two platinum electrodes are kept immersed in the U-tube where colloidal solution is taken. I am passing current. So electric potential is applied between the two platinum electrodes. What is happening? happening? We can see the coidal particles moving towards the oppositely charged electrode. If your coidal particles are positive, if the particles are positively charged, they will move towards the negative terminal, cathode. If the coidal particles are negatively charged, they will move towards the positive terminal, anode. From the movement of the coidal particles towards the oppositely charged electrode by passing current, we can determine the charge of the coidal particles. So this is electrophoresis. So this electrophoresis talks about the acquisition of charge of the coidal particles towards the oppositely charged electrode by passing electric current. So this phenomenon, this slide completely talks about electrophoresis.